We are roughly an hour away from the start of the biggest cricketing spectacle of the decade, arguably the biggest cricketing spectacle of the decade. Of course, it is the ODI World Cup 2023, and it also happens to be special because it is taking place in India with spotlight on Team India. They would be under pressure right from the outset. In this session, we'll be joined by none other than India women's cricket captain Anjum Chopra. Uh, and she's joining us on India.com. We'll discuss about India's chances at the mega event and who are the realistic title contenders. She'll be joining us at any point of time right now. I think she's already having some network problems. So we are waiting for her to join us. So we'll be asking her about, initially we'll speak about the team combination. We'll specifically focus on Team India and the team combination they could, have for the first match against Australia. And then going ahead, we'll also speak about the Pakistan match where all the spotlight would be, there's this one match, the India-Pakistan match, where all the focus is on the two teams. And for obvious reasons, also because of the match is taking place at the Narendra Modi Stadium, we'll speak about that match. And also we'll try to find out from Anjum Chopra about who are the realistic title contenders. Like, for example, I know for sure India would be one of them. Pakistan, because the tournament is being held in the subcontinent, they'll be another favorites to win the title. And of course, there's going to be Australia and the likes of England and New Zealand. I don't know. I think we are trying to get Anjum Chopra online, but I think she's facing some kind of technical snag over here. We really don't know what is it, but surely we'll get her join us back live over here. But till then, let us talk about the Indian team. The Indian team, of course, there are a few issues. We are not too certain about what the 11 is going to look like. But for starters, we know that it's going to be Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma opening the batting, and Virat Kohli is going to play at number 3. The first 3 is sorted. Then comes number 4. We have a Shreyas Iyer, and also he would get competition from Surya Kumar Yadav for that slot. We really don't know who is going to play at number 4, but our hunch is that it's going to be Shreyas Iyer. So what happens to Surya Kumar Yadav? Does he sit out? So we've got to find out all of that. I think Anjum Chopra has joined us. It's a privilege, Anjum. I think you're having some technical
Thank you.
issues here in Dharamshala.
Yes, yes. I think everything should be sorted now, so it should be fine.
Yeah. So I was speaking about, what we are going to speak, how the teams look as of now. Let's start with the Indian team, Anjum, and let's address the elephant in the room. And the elephant over here happens to be the number 4 slot. Our hunch is that it's going to be Shreyas Iyer, but also there is another contender in Surya Kumar Yadav. What happens? Who gets the number 4 slot? And if it's going to be Iyer, then what happens to Surya Kumar Yadav? Do we fit him somewhere as the finisher? What happens, Anjum? Over to you.
You're forgetting a name called KL Rahul, person class player
But
called KL
KL Rahul,
Rahul. So
no, Anjum, I get your point. KL Rahul plays at 5, I feel. Right.
let's see. I mean, see again, it's a very. I think KL Rahul might play at 4. For 5, we can get in. If Shreyas is in the playing 11, then he'll play at 4 and KL maybe at 5. Otherwise, it will be of course. KL Rahul can be promoted up in case you're playing a Shreyas Iyer. Then he comes in at 5. So it's not a as I say, it's not a big concern. It's not a problem. It's a happy situation and we have players who are firing all cylinders, who are up and running and keen to play and keen to perform. So that's a good news. It's not a concern.
No, problems of plenty. See, you're making it sound very rosy over here, Anjum. We have had
It
problems of
is.
plenty in the we have had problems of plenty in the past as well, where we've had 2 or 3 teams playing 11s. But what happens at a multi-nation event? We go and we lose. It happened in Australia last year. So again, we
Hmm.
are facing this problem of plenty. You see, so we are not being able to, fix to a certain level like Saurav Ganguly's team from the past used to. What do you think, KL Rahul? On what grounds does he play at number 4? And maybe Shreyas Iyer shifts down the order. On what grounds could that happen?
No, I don't see a reason to for any change to happen. I mean, it's a settled batting order. You have the two openers. You have Virat Kohli walking in at 3. You have an option of promoting KL Rahul if need be, or else even Shreyas Iyer can come in if he's in the playing 11 or Suryakumar Yadav. So I think it's a very flexible situation. Look, what has happened in the past, we are all aware, and we are all, upset about the fact that we couldn't make it as title holders or title, we couldn't take that trophy back from whoever is holding it now or was holding it prior to us. But it's gone. We can't change it. What we can look at is what is there today and what can be a situation in the near future in about a month and a half time. So that is a situation that I think we can all control. It is in our hands. I feel Indian team has done well. They should not, and even all of us should not feel unhappy about what's happened in the past. We should look at the fact that, I mean, considering that if we are able to do well every game, and every game I say because let's not look at just the final where India should be playing an opposition and vying for the trophy. I think every match is a event in itself. Each and every team has done well. They are all aware of the Indian conditions. Everyone is well suited to Indian conditions, if we can say now. So let's take one game at a time.
Absolutely. There is another dilemma I'm having over KL Rahul, Ishan Kishan. Ishan Kishan sits out. That's final. According to you. Yes, no, maybe?
I think so because KL Rahul will, if all goes well, he is fit. Everyone else around is fit. I think KL Rahul will be a part of the playing 11 in the first game.
Kishan misses out in that case, in that kind of a scenario,
My
right?
Yes, will have to miss out as a keeper. As a keeper, yes, he'll miss out. As a batter, well, opportunities are still there. As I say, if everyone is fit and raring to go, then Ishan Kishan is
Sits
likely to
out.
miss out.
Another question I have for you. It concerns Team India. What about Ashwin, the veteran? Loads of experience, a lot of know-how about the Indian conditions, and of
Hmm.
course he plays at Chennai, right? India play
Yeah.
at Chennai against Australia. He'll be in the 11, right?
Hopefully should be there. I think those are best conditions, one of the good conditions, and since he's well aware of those conditions, that local information, local knowledge, experience will come in. And we've all known that Ashwin has been an experienced player for India. He's come in with the experience tag also along with his skills tag into this Indian team. So I would still feel that India might go ahead with an extra spinner in that lineup than an extra seamer.
Right. Which means Shardul Thakur might have to sit out for the course of the tournament because
Another
we are
thing
not playing a lot of matches
which
in the
I
north.
no, it's not about Shardul Thakur missing out. We might, when I say an extra spinner means then it's also a possibility that an extra batter that we're talking about might miss out, specialist batter, because we don't have, if we have to count Ashwin as an all-rounder, we will count Hardik Pandya as an all-rounder, we will count Shardul Thakur as an all-rounder. So we will play a more, we'll probably end up playing an all-rounder role person more than a specialist batter or a specialist bowler. That's what I mean. And it's not about Shardul Thakur missing out. I think he will probably should be there in the scheme of things in the playing
Scheme
11
of
in any
things is
case.
one thing. You see, being in the 11 is another thing altogether.
Again, you don't know. We don't know what this Chennai pitch is. We are not playing a 40-over game there. We are playing a 100-over game there. Chennai hasn't had, and we are at the start of the season for domestic cricket also for us. So, knowing the fact that we are playing Australia, I'm sure the pitch will be a very good one, which will assist. So it's not like a blindfolded thing, which will only suit the spinners, and we are only playing a 20-over or a 40-over game. No, it's not like that. So I feel if the pitch is good, and it's obviously good for batting, we see, leaning towards, irrespective of what the pitch is, leaning towards an extra spinner is, I don't think is a very difficult choice to make. But how your bowling combination with the two specialist spinners come in, keeping the fast bowlers in the scheme, then you will obviously leave out one of those specialist batters.
Anjum, there is another conundrum I think the management would have to, arrest very soon, and that is who partners Jasprit Bumrah as the second specialist seamer. There are two options. There is a Mohammad Shami, there is a Mohammad Siraj. Now, Siraj has done phenomenally well of late in the Asia Cup. We saw him, and Mohammad Shami has done really well in India against Australia. Now you have a real problem over here, you see, because I feel Bumrah is our number one bowler at the moment. Who is going to partner him is the question. But again, I can recall 4 or 5 months back when I spoke to you. You said that back then Bumrah was not in the scheme of things. He was recovering from an injury. And back then you had told me, Anjum, that Shiraj is India's number one pacer easily, be it with Bumrah or without Bumrah. So what is it going to be? Bumrah and Shiraj as the two leading pacers in the 11?
Absolutely, absolutely. Bumrah obviously comes in. No questions on that. Mohammad Siraj has done everything right. He's in form as well, so he will walk in. If he has to be between Mohammad Shami and a Shardul Thakur, as I said earlier, might as well. There might be a leaning towards Shardul Thakur because of the all-rounder abilities. And I say again, it's not that anyone in this Indian team is not able to get into the 11 because of their form or anything. It's just what is the balance that the team is looking at. So that's why I say it's a nice situation to be in because if you're having a all-rounder kind of situation where you have so many all-rounders like we've had in the past, then it's fine. Then you only say, okay, who suits which opposition better and what conditions. It's in this scenario, if we have to pick it, Mohammad Siraj obviously has been one of India's leading wicket taker and bowler performer for the last 2 years, slightly more. So yeah, Siraj will walk in and Jasprit Bumrah will walk in, and Mohammad Shami might need to wait if we are only talking about two out of three seamers.
So our bowling lineup is going to look something like this. Bumrah gives you 10 overs, Shiraj gives you 10 overs, Jadeja gives you 10 overs, and then so you already have 30 overs out of the way. Now there are 20 more overs. Then you have an Ashwin, you have an Hardik Pandya. So you have five bowlers, right? Oh, sorry, you also have a Kuldeep Yadav, the specialist spinner, right? You have a Kuldeep Yadav who plays in as the specialist spinner. Of course, he'll play in Chennai, right? Anjum.
Likely to.
So in case Hardik Pandya does not have a good day, you have a Ashwin right there or a Jadeja right there to polish off that remaining 4 or 5 or 6 overs. Right, so we are more or less sorted in the bowling department as well, and batting is going to be the key for India, right?
Like yes, batting will be the key for India, but again, how well we're able to bowl. And in this World Cup, obviously, as we've seen, the batters, we want a good strength in the batting lineup for obvious reasons because you're looking to target 300 plus scores, and we want more batters to be in that scenario. Getting those all rounders as well, where you're able to utilize your bowling abilities as well as your batting abilities and have a balance in the team, then you go towards the all rounders. So, I mean, as I say, it will be in this World Cup, we'll see a lot more of those. Other teams have the option where more of the top order batters can also bowl. India doesn't have, but that's okay. We have bowlers who can bat.
Right. What would be what would be a par score? Because I saw India is more or less playing all their 9 matches at different venues. So they'll be
Hmm.
having this Bharat Darshan, they'll be traveling across the country, traveling
Correct.
across the length and breadth of the country. So
Yeah.
conditions, of course, are going to be different, right, Anjum? So,
Yes.
what would be a par score? Because I feel even 350 plus is you are not safe because these pitches 350 is chaseable. So that's not a par score at all. Maybe
You're
if you get
talking
a
about
400,
three.
that's par.
Cricket, sadly or realistically, doesn't work this way. That if you have a 300 and it's safe, and you have a 260, it's unsafe. It's also about the skill level and how the conditions turn out to be. Yes, we know that the batting friendly conditions are likely to prevail, but it's not always going to be that very simple and that very easy. We talk about bilaterals and we talk about World Cup, so they're two different events completely. It's not a template that what happens in a bilateral will happen in a World Cup,
And the
and it's
stakes
not
are
that it
different as
cannot.
well.
It's just a World Cup feel is a lot different. I'm not saying that we can't score 300 runs, but there's no surety that even if you score 300 runs, you can win, as you rightly said. But
Exactly,
but
exactly.
it's not that if you score a 280 or a 290, it is an
You're
under par
totally out
score.
of the game.
No, no, it's not like that because things can change quickly. Uh, and again, everyone is in it to win it. So it's not always that those extra 20 runs will make the biggest difference. But yes, if the conditions are good and if a par score is good score, like we mentioning 300 plus, then yes, if you're not towards the par score, then I think whether it's a bilateral or World Cup, every target has to be still achieved. So.
On most of the grounds, you feel the toss is going to play a factor over here because with the winters setting in the later half of the tournament, there is going to be dew playing a massive role. So you think toss is going to
Yeah.
be very crucial?
Again, it's going to be crucial if you're looking at it from the due perspective. And yes, for the due also, it's not essential at what time it starts forming and what time it starts coming in. If Since the matches are going to be starting at 2, which is of course the likely time for all the World Cup matches to start, and it is the time for World Cup to start, then you're looking at due coming in forming somewhere around 7:30, post 7:30, 8 o'clock. So it's not the only factor, but yes, if that is one of the determining factors, then yeah, batting first. Let's not rule out batting first. If there are good batting conditions, let's not rule out batting first, because natural light as much as possible, good track to bat on, score runs, put the pressure back on the chasing side can also be worked at.
Who's going to be the key player for India throughout the tournament? One player, please give me one name, Anjum, please.
Virat Kohli.
Okay, I wanted to hear that name. So yeah. And who are the 5 players you would be keeping a close eye on? 5 players, let's make it 5. You would be having your
From
eyes on.
India, from India.
From any team, Anjum. Why just restrict yourself to India?
Yeah. So I think from India, eyes on Shubman Gill and Kuldeep Yadav. For these two players from South Africa, very cleanly watching Kagiso Rabada. From I mean Australia, everyone's from England, Joss Butler.
Any young guy
And
that has caught your attention recently? Maybe a Harry Brook or somebody? Harry Brook or a
yes,
Cam
yeah,
Green?
yeah, yeah. So since I have to really think around the teams for all the teams. So yeah, Harry Brook, of course, but I'm not sure when he gets a chance and whether he plays in the 11. But yes, if he gets a chance to play in the 11, for sure, why not Harry Brook as well?
Let's talk about the Pakistan match. Let's talk about the Pakistan game. A lot of hype around the India Pakistan game for obvious reasons, Anjum. And also, what happened at the last minute was the date was changed, and because of a goof up, of course, the dates were changed. But still, the excitement is still high. The fans would be there at the stadium. Who do you think holds the edge? I have to ask you such questions, Anjum.
No, India obviously holds the edge. India against
And what about
Pakistan in
Pakistan?
India.
How do you see this Pakistan team? Because I look at this Pakistan team as real contenders. And they also have the team
Yeah,
to
they are.
actually outclass India.
So yes, they have a team, obviously a very good team. But I do feel that the loss of Naseem Shah will be a big one for Pakistan, because he's obviously a quality bowler, and you have one of those quality bowlers in the lineup of with Haris Rauf and Afridi. Then it's a potent force to handle with. Not that Hassan Ali cannot, who's of course come in because of an injury to Naseem Shah, cannot do the job. But yeah, Naseem Shah obviously would have been the first choice. So that makes a little difference to their bowling attack. But yes, it'll be interesting. The fact that India obviously knows these conditions. They've played in Hyderabad. Pakistan is coming in of playing a very good batting track. They'll come in into Ahmedabad again, a very good surface, hopefully to bat on as well. But yeah, I mean, you would still say India will hold the edge.
Traditionally, there has been a feeling that seamers, they get a lot of movement under the lights at the Narendra Modi Stadium. If that is the case, does Pakistan hold the advantage slightly maybe? Or without Naseem Shah, you think it's advantage India?
See again, with everything advantage India, and I think I won't be surprised if the captains decide to if the dew is formed. Of course, they will get to know because they'll be in Ahmedabad prior to the day, so they will know whether and how much dew is being formed, and of course, what stage of the time, what stage of the game at well the dew is coming in. But if the conditions are manageable, then bat first, put runs on the board.
Right, I'll have to, a few other questions, a couple of last, a few questions, and then we wrap up. Right, these are questions I have to ask you, Anjum. I can do nothing about it. Who are, according to you, the 4 semi-finalists of the ODI World Cup 2023? Come on, you
So
know such questions would be asked.
India, England, Australia, right? Three teams I'm going for sure. I'll leave the fourth one as a surprise. Waiting for Kane Williamson to be fit and raring to go
Just
for the
one
50
Asian
over
team,
100 over.
Anjum. Just one Asian team. What about
No,
Pakistan?
otherwise you give me the answer, I'll give you the answer back again. You should have told me that this is the question and this is the answer that I'm expecting, Ankit. Come on, this much
Come
you
on,
can always
Anjum.
tell me.
Come on, Anjum. Anjum.
Why not?
Fine. Can I
Why?
ask you one last question because I'm
Sure,
looking for
sure,
a
why not?
headline also. I'm looking for a headline also. So
Yeah, go on.
can we just heat up the session a little by asking you, who is the hottest cricketer from the Indian cricket team, the men's cricket team? Is it Shubman Gill or Virat Kohli, the king or the prince? Be a sport. Come on, answer this.
So I will rephrase this question. I say who's the most sought
Okay.
after cricketer in this Indian team? Virat Kohli.
Okay. Sought after. Okay, fine. Sought after cricketer. Okay.
So
Okay.
hottest cricketer and all is not a question that I'll be answering.
Okay, okay,
You
okay.
know,
I
so
knew
I
that.
have to
It's
say
just pushing the envelope a bit. But that's
you can
okay.
keep trying.
Like always, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and you gave us an insight as to what to expect from World Cup 2023. Thank you so much for joining us on this
Thank you.
session on India.com. Surely we'll connect
Thank you.
very soon again during the course of the World Cup. Thank you so much. And also,
Thank you.
please stay tuned to India.com for all the latest across sports, and especially our focus is going to be on the mega event that's taking place in India. Thank you so much.